Hi, I'm Aminah Michelle. I am an entrepreneur. I work from home. I'm building a business around my children. So the name of my business is Making It Work. I make it work every single day. I'm a forex trader, and I literally have learned a skill that pays me at home so I can actually free up my time to be the parent I really want to be. So yeah, that's what I do. The nature of my business is helping individuals find freedom. What I've realized is we can get stuck in a job, or we can get stuck in life, and actually it just takes over. I was actually looking up retirement and pension, and based on the research I found, the retirement age is based on life expectancy. So the workforce isn't actually expecting you to survive. So for me, I'm working with people that want to actually live their life. You know, a lot of the time we're working until we die. Like I was with my nan yesterday and, you know, she's worked pretty much her whole life, but now, you know, she's moving a bit slower. She's not doing as much as she would have done. So we expect to retire, live our lives how? So for me, I work with people that want the freedom sooner rather than later. I want to work with people that want freedom with their children. I work particularly well and closely with mothers like myself. I'm a single parent, and I want to be able to raise my children and not have the system raise them. So that's the nature of my business. I want to help other women just like myself have the freedom that we deserve. So yeah. Target audience are people just like me. I became a parent when I actually didn't want to. I didn't want to have children. It wasn't part of the plan. I'd watch my grandparent, my nan, be a single parent. I'd watch my auntie be a single parent. I'd watch my mom be a single parent. It just looked too hard. So for me, I was never going to become a parent, and it wasn't part of my plan. When I became pregnant, you know how that happens, I had a child, and actually it can happen twice by accident. So I've got two daughters, love them to pieces, but they absolutely changed my life. It wasn't something I planned, but it's something I had to live with, and I don't think any single mom wants to be a single mom. It happens, and maybe we didn't you didn't cross the T's and dot the I's as much at the beginning, but when you're faced with a situation like that, you have to actually just rise. So for me, I'm here for the other women that feel just like me. I went through depression. I actually pictured killing myself over and over and over and over and over again because of who I thought I was and what I thought I couldn't do. And I didn't think I was enough for my children. I didn't think I was enough. I didn't think I had enough to give them. And I had no one really around me to tell me that I could do it. So I had to find those mentors. I had to find those people. And one of the people that really did impact me was a woman called Lisa Nichols. I looked her up, and she spoke life into me through YouTube. So YouTube University really does help. Do you want me to stop? Oh, sorry. Sorry. YouTube University really does help. And what I found with her, she said that she had to wrap her son in a towel, and she touched his belly and said, "This is the last." And I realized, and I felt that, and I said, you know what, I need something different for my girls, and I've got girls. So my plight, my vision, my strength goes to women just like me that have probably been, I don't know, people have said stuff to you, oh, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, you're not doing good enough, you can't do this or you can't do that. And we've got a plethora of people telling us what we can't do. I'm here to tell a woman that she can. I'm here to tell a woman that she's worth more than she maybe thinks she is. And if she needs to borrow my confidence, and she needs to borrow my faith, then she's got it. She's got it until she picks it up for herself. So any woman out there that says, you know what, I really want to be a mom, but I don't believe in myself, I'm here to be that belief for her. And I'm here to change the narrative for my children right now. And my children will never see their mom weak. And I'm not saying we don't have weak moments, but I'm here to build the strength in them that's going to be who they are. So my target audience, the women that my heart goes out to, are the women that have been counted out, the women that don't have necessarily all the confidence, and those single parents, single moms that maybe just don't know how to do it. You definitely can, but sometimes we just need a helping hand. Yeah, my business career, my journey. I went to school, then I went to college, then I did a an access course, then I did a HND, then I went to uni, and I thought if I go and stay in school, I can literally kind of dodge the real world. So I was pretty much a professional student. And then I got to the working world, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I worked a part-time job for the majority of my professional working space. I just realized I didn't belong there. I gave just enough not to get fired, and like I literally just kind of just got through. I had fun, I was having fun, but I wasn't really making a lot of money. But I knew there was something different about what I wanted to do. I knew there was something different about the people I wanted to reach. And I used to work for Selfridges, loved my job at Selfridges, really enjoyed it. And there was a point at working at Selfridges that they had me drumming up the whole team. So at the beginning of the day, I would bring it up to the top floor and I'd be boosting everyone for the day. And I realized there was something in it. I had no inhibitions, or whatever that word is, at encouraging someone. And later on I realized that God gave me the gift of encouragement, and I was like, this is something I find really easy to do. I want to encourage people, I want to talk to people, but there was no spaces for that, and that's not a real job. So I went from that, and what did I do after that? That's when I got pregnant. Actually, I had my daughter, realized I didn't want to go back to work, so I started a network marketing business, which I found which is where I found my personal development. I was introduced to books by Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Lisa Nichols, where I found Lisa Nichols, oh gosh, so many different people, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and which I thought was for white people. I'm not gonna lie, all these books were for white people. That was for white people's success. I was really happy for them, and the environments that I were in were a lot of white people that were so supportive of me. So I can't say that anyone was telling me I couldn't do it, but it just I didn't feel like I looked like success. So I had mentors that would speak life into me, but I thought, no, that's for her over there, that's not really for me, I don't look the part. And I really had to deep dive into my personal development and kind of see where this belief came from. I wasn't sure what question I was asking, but I kept deep diving and deep diving and deep diving. It wasn't until my children got to a certain age that I realized, if I don't master this thing, then they won't master this thing. So that's when I started looking into entrepreneurship, which I didn't know was entrepreneurship at the time. I was looking for ways to work from home so I could be around my children and raise my children, the cost of childcare and, outside influences and all that kind of stuff. I realized that I became the person I was based on the influences around me. So I was kind of moving with that vein. My business with network marketing at that point didn't really work. My self-development wasn't great. And then I came across a coach. She helped me. I started another business online, helping mothers, helping women. I still felt a block, but I knew it was something I needed to do. And then I came across my current mentor, Nikki knows now, shout out to her. I love her to pieces. And she said, Aminah, you've got greatness in you. There's something about you. There's something special about you. And I thought, what does she want? So my self-development, my self-esteem was still really low. I was like, what does she want? Like, why is she telling me all this stuff? And what I realized was she was recognizing like, and for her, she recognized things in me that she had previously gone through. I'm currently working with her right now, and when I lost all my income last year because I was doing hair from home, so I went into doing braiding, so stuff like this I could do. I was coaching, so I was working with people, building their confidence, and they say when you're going through something, it's sometimes the best time to bring someone else through it. So I used to think I had to be fixed, but you actually don't have to be fixed, you just have to have purpose. And I'm also a singer, so I sing with Birmingham Community Gospel Choir, and there were some things that came up with the gospel choir. I got paid to sing. I was like, the thing I do easy. I got paid to sing, but the pandemic put all those things to a close, and I had to really redirect where I was going. So forex trading and investing came along my path. I had no understanding of it. I had no idea about it, but I was intrigued because I needed to do something that would work around my children, who are now 11 and 8. So I have, fast forward a year in this space, learned how to place my own trades. I've learned how to read the markets. I've learned how to operate in a space that wasn't made for someone that looks like me or comes from where I come from. And I've been able to understand something that's going to give me complete freedom. So I've already experienced some freedom in this, so much so that this is something that's going to be a compulsory thing for my daughters. So for me, I'm not trying to be a forex trader. Being a forex trader is giving me the life I want to have. I want freedom. I want to be able to travel with my children. I want to be able to give them things that I want them to have, and not have to say no because I have to say no, but say no because I choose to say no. I want to have choice. So being a forex trader and understanding this market that only 6% or 5% of the world's population actually understand means that I can have the life I really want to live. So me being an entrepreneur is absolutely in my blood. And I remember my mom and my nan saying, my granddad, was an entrepreneur, he was a butcher, he was a driving instructor, he had all these things, but he just didn't have the development. He didn't have a high school education or even a primary education. So with that will to have what it is you want to have, sometimes you just don't have the backing. So I'm really privileged to have the mentorship and the help that I've got around me, and the books and YouTube and the things that we want are definitely out there. So that's kind of a little bit a pit stop of my journey of where I'm coming from in a sense of the working world. I'm just really not made for the 9 to 5, so it's not ever going to be part of my story anymore. So yeah. Okay, my coping mechanisms when it comes to work-life balance, I allow myself to have those days. Like if I've got to cry, I got to cry. I remember being in the car the other day and it just all came down and I literally was tearing up, and I could see my daughter in the rearview mirror looking at me. Like, they're very observant girls. But I thought, you know what, sometimes I just feel like I'm just at the end of my tether, and I allow myself to feel that. I just allow myself to feel that. I didn't like the look of parenting where I was growing up. My mom was very strong, and I thought there's no room to breathe through that. I just feel like she had to do that because of what she went through, or what her story was. But I just realized I just didn't want to have all of the strength to do that. So now, fast forward, I have hidden my feelings before. I've done all of that stuff. You pretend to be okay, you muscle through. But I just realized if I don't feel my emotions, then my daughters are never going to know how to do that. And I'm just raising another set of people who are going to hide how they feel. So my coping mechanisms are, I expose myself to an environment that helps me grow. I expose myself to people that want to see me win, because believe it or not, there's people that want to see you on your face, and there's people that want to see you fail, and there's not going to be a shortage of that. But you can choose to be around the percentage of people that do want to see you win, that will lift you up. Like if I call Nikki and she's like, Aminah, you can do this, take a moment, take some time out. Okay, now girl, you gotta push, and you gotta find the right people to say the right things to you at the right time. And I'm that for someone, but someone's that for me. And I'm not above saying I need help. I'm not above saying I feel a bit weak. I'm not above saying actually I'm struggling right now, or I'm not above saying I can see you struggling, let me help you. So my coping mechanism is being help to somebody else and allowing someone to be help to me. So no one is an island, and we win it as a collective. So I'm very vocal about how I feel. And when it comes to my children, they're 11 and 8. So there were times where they just wouldn't go to bed. I'm like, okay, girls, we need to go to bed. Mommy's very tired and I don't want to shout. So it got to the point where my daughter would go, Mom, you're tired, aren't you? You're a bit cranky, aren't you? We're going to go to bed. And I'm like, just that bit of communication with them lets them see the signs. We're not walking away from it. We're acknowledging it, but we're also being intentional about our interactions with each other. And I let them have those moments too. They're just little people with feelings. So I say, have the feeling. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel this. It's okay to feel that. It's just how we deal with it that matters. And I have to be the example of how we deal with it. So I can't then hide my feelings. I can't then be strong all the time. I've got to let them see me be wrong. I've got to let them see me be weak. I've got to let them see me do these things so they know how to, and see how to manage those things as well. So my coping mechanism is a day by day thing, and you know, we take it day by day. Yeah, I mean, I would count highlights from my career and wins that I feel are wins for me. I think getting the opportunity to speak at Selfridges was great, to be able to motivate the whole team. It was an impromptu thing. I wasn't paid for it, but it really made me see what I was capable of. I was able to see that actually my voice carried weight and people knew who I was and actually were encouraged by what I said. When I was going through probably the lowest part of my journey, when it came to my depression, when it came to my feelings of suicide, I really did plug into mentorship, and I got an opportunity to be a co-author of a book. And that was really great. I actually got a chance to write my story, and it was the first time I had to really digest or even think about what I was going through as a new parent and the difficulties of that. And the book's called The Secrets of the Entrepreneurial Woman. I've said that completely wrong. I've butchered that whole thing. I'll have to let you know. But it was a really great opportunity to kind of shed that stuff, and to have my name in a book kind of gave me a little bit, oh, okay, I'm not who I thought I was. I'm a little bit more than that. Other wins are my daughters. My daughters are absolute trophies for me. When I hear them speak, like my daughter said something to me the other day and I looked at her, I was like, wow, I did that. And my other daughters are something I'm like, whoa, I did that. I did that. I'm an absolutely incredible mom, and to be able to say I'm an incredible mom is massive, because I never thought I could do what I'm doing right now. I felt like I couldn't give them anything. I felt like I wasn't good enough. And to say I did that, my children are a complete and utter product of everything that I am, and I'm so proud of that. Maya Jasmine and Avani Janae are going to be in a legacy that's going to precede them. They're going to be proud that Aminah Michelle is their mom, and I'm so proud of that. So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. God knew what he was doing when he gave me those two girls. I wouldn't have planned it that way, but they are massive trophy pieces for me, because they forced me to become who I am right now. I tell them every day, I'm only who I am because I had you. I would never have been pushed. I would never have been challenged to push further or be more if I didn't have something to be more for. Why do I feel the black pound is important? I think it's incredibly important. I think it's important for recognition. I think it's important for association because of who we are. I remember listening to something, and they were saying when they brought the prisoners of war into their country, so we don't call them slaves, they're prisoners of war. When they brought them over, what they did was they separated the parents from the children. Why? To change how they saw themselves. So what they did, they were overrun by these prisoners of war, teaching their children who they were and where they came from and the strength of who they were. And the Germans said, okay, if you want to get control of them, you need them to not know where they came from. So they said separate them, and then they taught the children what they wanted to teach the children about who they were. You came out the sky, or wherever it was. And what I realized is that's where the division comes. We don't know where we came from. We don't know what we represent. We don't know what is part of our legacy. And actually we as a people we're having to start from scratch creating a legacy. Whereas in the interview he said if he spoke to a white person or a Scottish person or this person, they'd know exactly where their whole lineage was. And this is not a privilege we have. I mean, we have to work really hard to find out where we've come from, and all the shades of brown that we have, and all the dialects that we have, and the places we come through. And I think Black Pound Day allows us to have some kind of belonging. And I know it's just a start, but we need something, and Black Pound Day is a brilliant start to that. I want my children to be part of Black Pound Day. I want them to see businesses run by black people. I want them to see black women winning, because that means they will then identify that they could have that as well. How can you follow me? You can find me on Instagram at iam.Aminah Michelle. You can email me as aminah@aminahmichelle.com. And those two places you'll find me. I will be exploring other options. I'm being coached on that right now. So yeah, Instagram mainly, iam.Aminah Michelle. Thank you.